This week on My Classic Car. We'll travel to Alexander City, Alabama for a look at Tim Wellborn's collection of Mopar muscle. This is a jaw-dropping display of some of the most spectacular Mopars ever built.
This is Dennis Gage. Thanks for tuning into My Classic Car, home of the certified car nut. Well, this week we're in Alexander City, Alabama, at the home of Tim and Pam Wellborn to view one of the most amazing Mopar collections on Earth. Now, it's one thing to have stunningly beautiful cars, but with this collection, the environment they're displayed in is equally as important. Check this out. Hey, Tim, good to see you again, man.
Good to see you. It's been a few years.
Man, I gotta say, nice place you got here. Yeah, I mean, really, you have beautiful cars and everything, but I've never seen them displayed in such a beautiful surrounding. What a building.
Well, you can have beautiful cars, and you can put them in a plain building, and something happens. But if you put them in a nice building, everything just looks a lot prettier. And
it does look pretty.
And we spend a little time down here admiring them,
I bet you
having
do.
a glass of wine.
I think I could do that too. Yeah.
We might do that.
We might just do that. Well, we're standing amid 371 HEMI Chargers. That alone is amazing, but it doesn't stop at 3. You've got a bunch of 70. You're a 71 guy.
I am. I have 23 of them with HEMI engines in them. And,
all 71?
All 71 Chargers. And we have a collection of about 40 cars, HEMI and a lot of other things too. But of the 71 Chargers, 23 of them. It all started with my father. 1971, he went out and checked off a brand new Charger RT, butterscotch in color, and ordered it. And I was a kid, and at that time, it just was the greatest car ever, because I couldn't drive it, but I could sure wash it and detail it and sit in it and listen to WLS in Chicago.
Larry Lujack, WLS, I remember it well.
So it just started a love for the cars that I never got out of, and as I got older and could afford a car, then I bought a Charger. That's what I got.
And it went on from there.
But my dad never let me have the Charger RT. He knew better. But,
well, let's talk about some of these Charger RTs here. This one over here was what caught my eye as soon as I came in. I mean, it's screaming orange color, but I think it's that white top and the sunroof. I never saw that before.
That particular car is one of the most loaded Chargers. It's probably the creme de la creme of Chargers. It has everything that could be checked on the option box. And
it's got to be a long window sticker.
Oh, it is. It has 2 window stickers.
It's that long.
It's a full page and a half page. And the car cost actually about $6,400,
which was a lot of money in 71.
And, but it has everything: power windows, headlight time delay, 6-way seat, rim blow, painted bumper package. The list really goes on, but the biggest thing is that sunroof. There was only 30 Chargers, and that's not counting RTs. There was only one RT with a HEMI in it built in 1971.
And that's it.
And that's right.
Wow. Well, now, it looks like the sister car is right over here. I mean, do you have a match set almost?
Yeah, there's not too long ago, a little gentleman called me up in Dallas, Texas, said he had one of these, and I didn't know whether to believe it or not, but he sent out some pictures. He really
did.
And so I was right out there on the next flight, and yes, it's a sister car. It's a 4-speed, which makes this one unique in its way.
Yeah.
Even though the color combination is the same, you got a black top and a 4-speed, and the 4-speed's a fun car to drive.
Oh, well, and a pistol grip.
It's one of the
nothing says Mopar like the pistol grip.
But if you look at this car here, it's just a 9,000-mile survivor. It's just never been. I mean, if you look at the little Department of Safety window sticker, and it's 1971, it never faded. This car just has not seen any sunlight.
How do you do that? How do you take a car like this that just screams to be driven and have the restraint to not drive it?
Well, actually, I do get it out and drive it occasionally.
Good for you.
Every car I have, I'll actually drive. They all have insurance on them. I'll have tags on them.
And I respect that.
And they're just more fun to drive. Nothing will get a smile on my face quicker than one of these things when you open up both 4 barrels on it. So
and the people that see it. I mean, you talk about putting smiles on other people's faces. These cars do it.
Yeah.
Now, this paint always, this orange just really, really pops.
Yeah, it's one of the more unique colors. It's actually an orange color solid color, but then they put it's mixed with gold metal flake, and it's called HEMI orange, and that's what makes the color just pop in the sunlight, is that gold fine metal flake. Most people don't know it's a metal flake.
I didn't know it. It must be really a really tiny flake.
It's a fine piece.
It makes it look fine, too. Yeah. But just for a change of pace and maybe a change of color, this is a wild machine.
Yeah, here you go with another one of the crazy colors from Chrysler back then. They really had them. This is a gringo, is what it's called, and also it's called sassy grass in Plymouth. But again, just a loud color. And basically what they took was it appears that they took one of the louder colors from 1970, put black in the paint, and it's toned it down, but gave it a rich look. And
well, in '70 it was Sublime and Limelight, but at first I thought that's what this is. But you're right, it's a different tone.
It's a darker tint.
And with the black trim,
it brings it out.
Yes, it does. Now,
and this is another one of my favorites here. This is a 30,000-mile Survivor, and the Survivor cars are so fun. You get in them, you can't restore a car like a Survivor. It's got that tight factory feel.
Yeah, it can only be original once.
That's right. And this happens to be one of them. So we're amongst three of my favorites. But there are times when I get in the others and they're my favorites.
Favorite's the last one you got out of, right? Well, yeah. Now, I know you're a 71 guy, but you got some other things in here that are pretty interesting. You got a 69 Charger Daytona over there.
I have one over there with a HEMI in it.
What do you say we go check that baby out too?
All right.
All right, let's do it.
Coming up, more of Tim Wellborn's awesome collection of Mopars. But first,
Welcome back to My Classic Car and Tim Wellborn's wonderful world of Mopars.
Well, there it is. The 69 Charger Daytona. The most radical production car ever built.
There's absolutely no doubt. This thing here, when it came out of the factory, everybody knew it had arrived.
And it was built for one thing?
Racing.
Racing.
That's it.
And race it did. These things were the winningest car in NASCAR.
They were. They did it too well. They got outlawed after 1 year. But very first car to go through the 200-mile-an-hour barrier. That's another statement that it'll always make.
The color, I've never seen this color on it, and I love the interior combo with it.
It's just very unique. It's called T5 copper, and with that interior and the wide wing, it really does give a tasteful look to the Daytona.
I'll say. Now, this also has a bit of a pedigree, doesn't it?
This one does. This one came out of the Otis Chandler collection, and it was one of his favorite cars, from what I understand. It's a 6,000-mile car that he actually sent to a friend of mine, Roger Gibson, out in Missouri, and Roger restored basically a brand new car. So that was almost 20 years ago. And you can still
This is a 20-year-old restoration?
This is a 20-year-old Roger Gibson restoration.
Looks like it came out last month.
It's just the way he does work, and that's why Chandler chose to go to him.
This is very special. I mean, this is kind of the holy grail of Daytonas, isn't it?
And you're looking at it. Yeah. This one right here. When it comes to the Charger Daytona, all of them that exist, pretty much everybody will agree this is the car with the best pedigree.
Well, now, I mean, when you engine of a car, it needs to be this HEMI Daytona.
This is a good one to look at right here.
Well, open her up.
Let's see what's under here. But